Hey, what's up guys? Today's video we will take a look at the best Clash Royale player this year and most likely ever, because the level gets every single year higher, and Mugi just won $200,000 and won the title to be the best Clash Royale player 2021, and the gameplay which he has shown in the final to be the best players in the world was absolutely insane. So today we're gonna go over them and I'm gonna tell you some insights about the world finals, my opinion, and if Mugi deserves the title. So make sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys don't want to miss any contests like that. Also, yeah, don't forget to buy the battle pass with Credit Good Morning if you guys want to support me. Really appreciate. New season just came out. Tomorrow there's going to be the balance changes and I will show you guys the best decks first. So I would say expectations ever. I didn't really practice at all this year, and I know they're like so talented. Mohammed, at example, Lucas X Game, all of these people, they were like playing the full day, the full year, like playing every day 10 hours, which is just absolutely insane amount of work they put in there. And considering me, I didn't practice the whole year, besides like the last 2 weeks I started practicing for Worlds, so considering that, I'm really fine. Maybe like next year I'm gonna do more for CL once again if I enjoy the format, but not like enough about that. Like just go over the stack for Mugi. This is a really interesting deck which I really like to see, or like to say that this deck is really underrated. I also thought about playing this deck. I mean, it's a really solid combination, right? You have the Mega Knight, you have the Prince, you have the Wall Breaker. So you saw the deck a ton of times, but instead of the Musketeer, you have the Archqueen. Normally you had Arrows plus Zap, but also like the Royal Ghost is really putting in some work. And as you guys can see, what makes Mugi so great? We will go more about game by game later on, but what makes Mugi so great? He is not doing any mistakes. And I can tell you already, not doing any mistakes and get solid matchup is kind of what you need to do. If you're facing the best players in the world and you have a solid matchup and you're not doing any mistakes, they cannot beat you, right? This is what you need for sure. Matchups are way more important than playing right now, because it's just how the game works. If you like the two of the best players facing each other, player of the year, Mohammed, like, so actually two really deserved people. I was always saying, if somebody was asking me in the last couple of months, who's the best player for me, I was always saying Mugi is for me mechanically, skill-wise the best player, and I said Mohammed has like the best combination from like matchups and gameplay. But yeah, they kind of both face each other, so no surprise, they both are really great player. I actually lost him. He is like a guy, like, I feel like Mugi is a bot. Like, he is like a bot. If you play against him, you see him, no emotions. You like he's really annoying to play against because he's not showing anything. Like, if you see like placing like an Igor sometimes, and even Mohammed Light, which is like really cool, you see him sometimes tilting, sometimes shaking his head. But against Mugi, it's really hard to see anything which you like can rely on, right? Sometimes you're like, okay, you're facing a player which tilts a lot, so you kind of need to try to break the pressure on him, maybe send him emote, like kind of psychology games, right? But if you're facing against Mugi, you're like, he's not doing anything wrong. He's not showing you anything. He's not going to give you an opportunity for something. He's just playing his game. And even he's losing, even has a bad game like right now. This happens once. Like, people will think, okay, after the first game, which is not looking good right now, is Mugi not really able to play this well under pressure? Is the pressure getting to him? No, it's all fine. It's Mugi, right? So he's like, if like with Clash Royale would implement like something like a single player map, and he needs to be like the end level boss, right? He needs to be the IQ, the 1000 EQ guy who's gonna beat you. So interesting deck choice by Mugi here. He likes cycle decks. He's really good with cycle decks. But you also beat, as you guys saw, Igor with Mega Knight. He won earlier with Golem also against Igor. He can play everything on the highest level, and he also is going to play Balloon Freeze. Why is Balloon Freeze in this is like a really good decision? Because Mohammed used this deck before. He used Archqueen before, like this Archqueen and Mortar Warhawks deck, and I mean, he has good answers against everything like on the ground, and he also has the Balloon. And the nice thing with the Balloon is in this matchup that Mohammed does just as the Archqueen against, and he has the Freeze. So it was like kind of good pick for Mohammed, but even a better pick in the situation for Mugi. So this is what I mean with the duels format kind of being one step ahead of the opponent. So what Mugi is going to do now is absolutely insane, and you guys need to, like, we're gonna stop here. So yeah, like, for me, there's like a really huge mistake. I don't really want to say like Mohammed played bad or something. I mean, this is just what happened. This is a game, and you can learn in everything, like in every single situation. So he played a Night High I mean, a knight high, it was a smart play, but the lump, like, you always need to see, like, a knight isn't a Valkyrie, right? A knight doesn't have too much HP. So what I was like, would have done, you can play the knight, but I would have played the mortar way higher. The mortar is so close to the tower, because right now, with the lumberjack still being on the map, he cannot place archqueen, because if he would place archqueen on the right side, she would target the lumberjack or barbarian barrel. If he would have played a mortar high, and also still would have blocked the lumberjack at the bridge, the balloon would have been targeted, yes. And also he could have, like, he had way more positions to play his archqueen, like playing it to the left, playing it a bit before the mortar, because then the freeze wouldn't have been that effective. But as you guys can see, with this kind of mortar placement, he put him in a bad, like, he put himself in a really bad spot in this situation, because there's no way he can play a great archqueen. This was the best archqueen base, but this is like the biggest freeze ever. And this is it. This is it. That was the best freeze ever. $200,000 freeze. I mean, great, right? So,